I'm going to pop on here and read a question from Bren because your answer relates directly to it. So that's what makes this so great when people share in these discussions, is that you see you're not alone. You know, we're all kind of dealing with similar things. So here's what Bren says. I feel this tension and I do attempt to suffer consciously, but then after a while I spin off into a distraction, like watching a documentary about a plane crash to get released from myself. But then I feel I have betrayed God and myself. I then get back to bearing the tension productively until I need another distraction to be released from myself and the tension, and then I feel guilty again. Can you say anything about this?
What you've described is perfect. That isn't to say that you ought not turn on the television if you like TV. That isn't to say that you shouldn't go for a walk, go out into the garden if you have one, go out with friends to have a bite to eat, share a glass of wine with a close friend. What it is to say is that you are beginning to see that your attention doesn't belong to you. See, for most of us, I started the talk with this, Bren. We actually believe that what we find ourselves doing, we chose to do. I find myself in an argument. When I find myself in the pain of an argument, every last part of me will tell me that I got into that argument because something's wrong with you. And I've chosen to be in this argument. That'd be like saying I've chosen to drop myself into a large blender and put it on frappe. No one chooses to unconsciously suffer. And when we begin to recognize that most of us is dedicated to avoiding anything like being aware of what's passing through us as produced by some impression, then we begin this beautiful work, the labor of giving birth to a new relationship with the moment that is new because we are new in it. Don't judge yourself, Bren. That's reactionary road. Write it down. I mean, I don't have time to put all this into every talk, but it happens to all of us. Have you ever found yourself in the kitchen and wondering why you're there? or doing something and you go, what was it that I wanted to do? The reason that you find yourself not knowing how you got there is because while you were doing something, along came this impression, up came this passive reaction to it, and your attention said, here's what you have to do. Go get something to eat. Go make a call. Go somewhere, do something. And then you get to where, because your body responds mechanically, your body follows the action that's described, but when you get there, the consciousness has been taken over again by something else. So you can't remember anything. And we go through life like that. Vernon Howard used to say, it's like shooting an arrow and then drawing a bullseye around it. That's what unconscious reactions and passive attention to them do. We find ourselves someplace and then listen to our consciousness tell us why we're there and why we're saying what we're saying. I have to say this because you made me say it. Nonsense. You're okay, Bren. Keep studying, keep watching, keep being willing to see and learn what you can about Bren. On we go, Kate.